So now, what you're going to do is your license. This is once a person's license. What are you going to do? You want to go 2020. Now, I've got a video coming up in a few minutes that talks about the recruiting side and how you net out 5 or 6 good people. Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. The Alliance has figured it out. Okay, dokie. Andy Albright here with the Wednesday Call, TWC, coming to you live on video stream. So, today, I plan on getting right into the meat of the matter, making money, building a business, building residual income, building override, making immediate money, but I'm talking right down to it. Now, each week we do this show. We've been doing this Wednesday Call for 13 plus years, every single Wednesday. And so today, I am going to jump right into the meat of it. Sometimes we do leaderboards, sometimes we do book of the month, products. All of that stuff is available to you at your local hot spot. Okay, so if not, contact the home office, President's Club, ABTF. We will get you the Book of the Month Club and all that stuff if you need any of that information. Right now, I just want to get down on it. I want this to be a video that you pass out to people and you say, watch that TWC that Andy did this such and such a Wednesday, and you send people a link to it. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. With the Alliance, you already in business. I'm going on the fact that you are already in business with us, ready to get rolling, okay? So now, what you're going to do is your license. This is once a person's license. What are you going to do? You want to go 2020. Now, I've got a video coming up in a few minutes that talks about the recruiting side and how you net out 5 or 6 good people or 8 people after 2020, okay? But the other thing is 20,000 in sales. So the way the program does, we need for you to get $20,000 in sales and 20 recruits. Okay, so we've got incredible carriers. You need to go online and obviously learn every single thing about the product. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and book appointments, and with each client, you can go back and find the exact product. You can check with your upline manager and ask them, say, this is a client. You can get on the phone while you're in the house. You can actually book the appointment, then get on the phone with your upline before you go to the house. There's all things you can do. Here's what you can't do. Stand still, do nothing. We got to get you active. It's called NAA Nactivity, or NAA Activity, Nactivity. So in the Green Book, on about page 114, the power of Nactivity. Okay? You got to get into this, the power of Nactivity. And then the Nactivity book. Okay? So this is what, when my people, when I'm talking to Bob or Mary or Jane, when I'm talking to these people, I'm loving them. I want to know about their kids and their children. As a matter of fact, listen to this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with the GS3 part. The go serve, the goal set, and get them started. I'm going to skip the part, and I'm going to talk about the activity part, the basic part. So the GS3 is the how's your family, where are you in life, are you paying your bills? All that stuff is very important. That's why you got to do GS3 and understand it and get it. But I'm going to go to how do I inspect, how do I expect activity, which is how we get productivity. That's how we get premium coming in, which is when we get paid on like that from the carriers, and that's how we get an agent started who gets premium coming in so that we get override checks. This is the basics. These are the activity basics. Okay? So it's not the personal. John Maxwell's book, awesome book on connectivity, works like this. He says, everybody communicates, but few connect. Okay, well, I'm not working on connecting this time. I'm talking about basics and activity. Where's the money? Or is that, y'all remember that commercial with the Wendy's? When that old lady said, where's the beef? Remember that? Y'all ever seen that? That's the old commercial. Where's the beef? Okay, this is the beef of the matter. Okay? So when you're talking to an agent, you build that rapport. You build that, I'm your friend, I'm with you, how's your kids, how old are you, education, all that wonderful stuff. That's GS3. It's very, very important. But Nactivity, read this on page 114, page 115. Look it up, The Power of Nactivity. Okay, so let's go to that. All right, here we go. In the Nactivity book, so today, I'm told today is March 5th. Wednesday, March 5th. So that would end up being right here, Wednesday, March 5th. How many calls have I made? How many agents have I called and tried to recruit? Okay, this is where we are. So when I'm talking to an agent, one of the first things, follow with me over here, I am going to give an agent this new packet. I buy these by the hundreds, my top guys, my James Hills, my Jason Carries, the people that are out there that are just killing it. Jaime with their, both of those guys, that couple, Chadwick Ray, they buy these things by the dozen, and they hand them out to people. They got them 8 steps, the Millionaire Maker, the Nactivity, and they've got their ATM. Okay? But one of the things that we hand out in the beginning has a one-sheeter or a one thing on a Nactivity. Let me show you that. The Nactivity deal looks like this right here. Okay, so when I'm talking to an agent and I've connected, and me and him or her or the couple, we're talking about it. So let's say I'm talking to, let's do Brittany and Joe come up here. I know you're not a couple, but I want to pretend like you are a couple. If I'm talking to you guys, stand right over here, kind of get over that way, don't step on your headset again. Okay, so if I'm talking to you a couple and I'm saying, and I've connected with these guys. These are not a couple. These guys work in the ABTF. And so I might say to you, and once I've connected, and we're talking about, you know, y'all's dreams and goals and where you go in life. And matter of fact, Matt, won't you stand up right here, and I'll use a single guy. Same thing. Once I connect, I might say something to him like, "Now, dude, do you want me?" And then you say, "You do it like that?" "Oh yeah." Do you want me to question you? Do you want me to help you? Do you want me to, you've done physical training or exercise stuff, right? And some clients, they want you to just be nice and tell them they look good even though they're fat, right? Have you had that case?
Yes.
And they don't want you to, they don't want you to tell them they don't want you to tell them the truth, do they?
No.
Okay, so do you diplomatically, if you just keep that up there, okay, if you just, diplomatically, do you just kind of let them do what they want to do so they keep paying you? How did you handle that typically?
I just got them through a couple exercises to begin with, give them a little taste, and then once they see the benefits of it, that's when they usually ask for more.
More direction and more coaching?
Yes.
Okay. Very similar to what we do. If you can give them a taste of it, but then some people just don't get it, do they?
Yeah.
The exercise people?
No.
They just don't get it. They don't see the benefit. They don't see the long-term vision. They think the pain outweighs the gain, right? They go like, it's too much pain. It hurts. Okay, so when I'm talking to a person and I'm connecting, what I'm trying to find out is, do they want me to continue to say to them? And if they're that person who just wants to stay like they are, not physically fit or not financially fit, then I can't pound on them. That's the purpose of 2020. So when you hire 20 people, I'm finding the guy that I can do this to. Does that make sense? Yes. Now, I'm going to show that video in just a minute how we pick out the person. Okay? In other words, we do the video of picking out the people, and I'm talking to each person that I've hired, each of the 20 people that I've hired, and I'm talking to them trying to find out, if they're the right person to get into the activity. Okay, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I've done a 2020 video, and I want you to see this. But keep this in mind, the 2020 video only talks about the recruiting right now. Okay? So I'm going to do the recruiting, but as I'm doing the recruiting, after I do this video, I'm going to come back and talk to you about how I talk to them about sales and how I talk to them about recruiting. In other words, once I've picked my people out. Okay, can we run that video now? Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. The Alliance has figured it out. There is a balance to your life. What's the balance? It's making a difference for people. It's having fun. It's making some good money to take care of your family. We're all about figuring out balance. Okay, so what is 2020 balance? What is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. When you see yourself winning cruises, when you see yourself establishing friends that last for years, when maybe even a lifetime, that's our goal, it's our vision. So when you say 2020 though, Andy, what are you really talking about? And I go, really, I am talking about seeing the future. I had a buddy that said you got to seize it before you can seize it. You got to have that vision. So here's what 2020 is. You need to learn how to sell, which moves you up on one side of our promotion grid, our promotion levels, and you need to recruit, which moves you up on that grid. So on that side, we need to be thinking 2020. So watch this. Let's talk about 2020, how it's going to break down. You say, well, Andy, I'm going to hire 20 people in a month, and then 20 people in another month, and 20 people in another month? Yes. And I'm going to sell 20,000, sell 20,000 issue paid, and sell 20,000? Yes, and you're going to do some annuities. Say, Andy, that would be wide open. That would be just hammering it. And I go, I know, because you said you want to hammer it. And if you're watching this video and you're going like, Andy, I didn't say that, I'm going to take it easy. I go, then don't take this personal. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean, he wants to change it now. Okay, so here's the way it works. You get after it. Now listen, you might not do it the first month, second month, third month. You might have to work your way up to it. But the goal is you put in, watch this, you hire this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this, 20, like that. And what happens is I'm talking to each one of them the same, but I'm listening to them. And some of them hit you with the wah, wah. Some of them hit you with the yeah, yeah. And some of them hit you with the I'm serious about this thing. And what you're doing is you're nice to all of them, but you pick out your best and your best and your best. What is your best? Each one that you think has 2020 vision. Each one that you think, you say, now that guy's got 2020. He understands family. He understands heart. He understands making a difference. He understands selling. He understands phone time. It's that balance. It's that person that fits. You say, well, what about if I line them up, could I take my best and then all the way out here to worst? We want to be fair. And I go, what we want to do is do the right thing, which is we want to give productive resources to productive people. So we hammer in 20 as hard as we can, and we try to give them as much support as we can. But the person who don't call us back, the person who don't try as hard, we can't try as hard. So the number one guy, we do try as hard. Number two, number three, number four. So that's what we end up with. And you say, plus issue paid 20. And maybe got an annuity. What happens next month? Well, we're going to do it again. So what happens is we've re-ranked our 20. We've got our highest paid person, our highest smartest, our highest desire, the person we like the most, the person that we bet on the most, the one that we think is most 2020 oriented. Then we put in 20 more. Bam, bam, 20 more people. And then what happens is we look back at our other 20, and maybe who was fifth is now moved up to number 2 because we had dinner with them. While we were hiring 3 or 4 of these, we had dinner with this person, or maybe they came over to the house and had lunch with us while we were calling these people. Then we ranked these people on who sees 2020 the best. So all of a sudden we go bing, 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 this one, this one, this one. Maybe they're friends, a cousin. Maybe they know a buddy who's already with us. But for whatever reason, out of this 20, we picked those 3 or 4, and all of a sudden we got these 3 or 4 and these 3 or 4, so we kind of stack them up. Okay? And those are kind of our guys. You got to figure out how to be productive while you're productive. I call it being productive while you're being productive while you're being productive. It's called getting things done. Okay, so I got 20 and 20, and then I got 4 or 5 of the best people out of 40. What happens next month? You guessed it, 2020. Boom! I talked to this one guy. He's already licensed. He don't trust the people before. I said, trust me, bro. You got to get up and running. Boom, boom. I got him contracted. Boom, boom. I got another one in class, another one in class, another one in class. All of a sudden, some of these other 20 that I started to put in, they're coming out of class. I actually put 8 or 9 more people. I had 20 people contracted, but I got 8 or more people in class. One of this guy gets contracted, so he's actually one of my 20 contracted people because I put him in way back here 2 months ago. He finally got his license. Boom, he's part of my 20 that I contract. You say, wait a minute, Andy, you mean the first month you put like 13 or 14 people in class? Uh-huh. And you contracted 20? Uh-huh. Because some of them got out of class. Some of them were already licensed, and then I picked the ones that are most aggressive. Andy, what are the things that you like that make you judge these people? I'm not judging people. What I do is judge momentum. I watch motion. Well, Andy, what is your motion based on? It's based on my 8 Steps book. It's based on my book. You hear when Eric Thomas said, listen, read Andy's book, My Millionaire Maker Manual, my 8 Steps book. When people read it and they start doing that, they start to be my favorite. It's not a secret. It's not who their heritage is. It's not their education background. It's those 8 steps. Put in 20 more. You see, you already talked about them. I know, but I'm just kind of helping them. Oh yeah, I'm putting in 20 more. This is my 3rd month. This is my crazy, crazy 90-man run. I put in 20 more. And guess what? Boom, boom, boom. You take the 3 best, and all of a sudden I got the 4 best from the first 20, the second 20. I got 4 or 5, then I got 3 best. I got like 7 people. Okay? And what I'm doing is each one of those, I'm coaching them on 2020. I'm coaching them on efficiency so that you can focus on the productivity of 2020, which is selling and recruiting. Now, what's building, Andy? Building is over on the other side of the levels. That's when you start talking to these 60 people, 20, and then you pick out 7, 8, 9, maybe 4, and those are the guys that start copying you. And you teach them about discipline. You teach them about principles. You teach them about action and positivity. And you teach them about association. And why do we associate? Because people don't understand why we associate. And we do it so we can get reminded of the right things to do. And if we don't know the right things to do, we learn the right things to do. Association for us is productivity, and it's learning and copying, so that we can duplicate ourselves across the country. 2020 vision, guys, I'm telling you, the Alliance is on it. We see it. We see you. We believe in you. We see it, and we're going to seize it. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you, Andy Albright and the Alliance. Love you, appreciate you, and we want to see you on the cruises. Let's go. Get it. Grab it. Okay. All right. Okay. So you get the idea. Is you're putting in 20 and you're writing $20,000 business, or I'm doing that, or you are doing that. You figured that out. So now what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to take those. Let's see, who were they? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it was, out of all 60 people, 7 awesome people. Now, I or you, if this is you, I'm getting ready to tell you how to deal with these people. So it's 60 people. There's 60 people that you've hired direct to you. You hired all these people, but these are the studs. These are the studettes. These are the couples that are bad to the bone. They're doing the 8 steps. These are the ones that bleed the business. They come early, they stay late. So how do you talk to them versus all these other people that you've hired? All these other people, you might be nicer. How do you deal with these? How do you be nicer, and how do you be meaner? How do you be nice? See, and why are you nicer to the ones that are not doing anything and tougher on the ones that do? So this is the psychology that I want to take you to the second step after you are doing 2020. If you say, well, wait a minute, I'm not doing 20 yet. how do I do that? Well, then now I'm talking to you because you're one of these studs or studette or strong couples that I'm talking to. So either I'm telling you how to talk to people or I'm talking to you. Okay? So I'm going on the fact that you two are one of these couples that I've identified out of the 20. And that you are a single guy that I've identified out of the 60. So how do I talk to you guys? How do I get you doing it? And by the way, it don't start after I get 60. It starts day one that I'm talking to you. I'm doing the GS3 going, so what's your goals and how's your family life? And so you think about this. If you've got 60 people, 1, 2, 3, let's do the blue ones as in not studs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's 60 people. And so what is obvious? What jumps out? You think, people always ask me, who are you looking for? Are you looking for old or young or black or white or college or high school or GED or master's degree? And I'm looking for ready, willing, and able. Okay? So if I got a couple that says, we are so ready. And as I talk to them, I find out that both parents, both sides are in rest homes and trying to move in with them, and then they move mom and dad, so they got 4 living with them, and you're in charge of helping them all, and you're trying to help them all, and y'all can't ever leave them alone for 1 minute. Yeah, you're ready, all right. I just don't, and you're willing, okay, I just don't know if you're able to. You see what I'm saying? So you might be one of these that, I love you, and you're a great person, but timing's not right. Okay, on the other hand, I could talk to you guys, and you're like college educated, you've been saving money since you graduated, no kids, you ain't even got a dog, you live in an apartment, you have no yard, have no shrubbery, you got no worry about the shingles, you ain't got to worry about sweeping your driveway, you don't worry about nothing. Well, all of a sudden, let's put you in green, you become one of those that are just ready to roll now. The question is, what do I say to you? Aside from the connectivity and the personal relationship, what's the activity? Somebody said, how do you get him writing $20,000 a month? How do you get him doing $20,000 in recruits, which is simply 20 recruits direct to him? How do you get him doing that? What do I say? What are the words I use? The phrases I use? Okay, well, first of all, if you were in one of the first 20 that I put in, I'm always talking to everybody. Like if I'm talking to everybody about this. Watch this. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 8 steps. I'm talking about an activity. And I'm saying things like, I would say to all of these people, so all of these people, 60 people that I'm talking about, guys, here's what I'm doing. I just wrote 5,000 issue paid. I just put in 4 brand new directs on Tuesday. I hired 1 on Friday and 1 on Saturday. I cold contacted the guy at the restaurant. I called 400 monsters. And see, here's the problem. If I'm talking like that to you, you don't know what I'm saying. It's not basic enough. But let's say I've identified you and you're one of the ones, and let's go with Matt. Let's say you're this one right here, the single guy that's on track, and you stand out, you make a difference, you show up at meetings on time, you're dressed right, you have the right attitude. Okay, what I say to you is I go to this one sheet that looks like this, and I go, look, bro, we got leads, and you say you want to. I would say something to you like, today is the 5th, Wednesday the 5th, okay? So I'd say, I'm talking to you right now. Matt, come over here, stand right here. So I say, I'm talking to you on Wednesday the 5th. Now, let's say you come by the office or we're at a restaurant, and I go, I've done the connection. I keep apologizing because I'm not slowing down to do connection here. But I go, Matt, you're ready, willing, and able. Tonight, or right now, like when you leave this restaurant, when you leave Panera Bread and you go home and you start dialing, do you have anything on your calendar? So what I would do is I'm looking at his calendar like this. I'm going like, all right, so I'm going like, this is Wednesday. This is where we are right here, and this is 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to finish up at 10. My question is, what are you doing the rest of the day? And what I'm doing is I'm micromanaging you. Now, I might say something to you. Now, if I'm talking about every minute of your life and trying to help you, are you okay with it? You see, like we were talking earlier about you being a physical fitness coach with people. Some people want you to micromanage everything about them, right? I'm talking what they eat, what they think, how they exercise, what kind of equipment they use, everything. Am I right? Yeah. Those are fanatics. Those are the people that are those are the people that are going to get tremendously in shape, right? Mm-hmm. Those are your success stories. Well, this is the type person I'm looking for, is that success story. He says he wants to be a success story. The last thing I want to do is for him to start getting fat, him to start slumping over, him to have a heart attack and die. You with me? Because he's my success story. So therefore, I got to be peculiar, particular, detailed, micromanage you so that you don't fail. Okay? Because we've got people that are coming to us saying, I'm your fanatic. And then I'm going, who's telling you what to do? Who's screaming at you? Now, I'm not screaming at you in Panera Bread, you better do it. But I am going, God, I'm so glad. You're fired up. You sure you're fired up? You sure you're the one? You sure you're ready, willing, able? You don't have to worry about a dog. Your daddy's not going to come at you. Your girlfriend's not going to stop you. You sure that you're good? He's like, yeah, I'm telling you. Just tell me what to do. God. He said he wanted to do it. Why am I waiting to tell him what to do? So what I do is I say, all right, here's what I need for you to do. When you leave, I want you to call for 30 minutes and then shoot me a text or call me and leave me a message and tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you've done. Okay? Now, if I can't do that with 60 people, I might say it nicer to some of the other ones because you know they're going to have an excuse. They're going to send you a text and say, I didn't get to it. Don't get frustrated with them because you got him that's going to send you a text that says, I made 60 phone calls. So you micromanage him in two areas, sales and recruiting. Can y'all push back just a little bit like this right here? You're micromanaging him to get him up to here. You want to pop him up. You really want to get him up to an all-conference producer. You want to micromanage him to that point, okay? And what you're looking for is 20,000 in sales and then 20 direct recruits, which puts him up here to a President's Club circle producer. Okay? So in other words, 20,000 for sales and then 20,000 in recruits, 20 recruits, puts him up here to 40,000. So if you get him to 17,000 sales and 7 recruits, that's not bad. That's headed in the right direction in a month. You might get him to 24,000 sales and 16 in recruits. Or the guy might not sell as good. You might be more difficult to coach him in the sales arena. He might sell 8,000 in premium and then recruit 12, which does get him up to $20,000, but it's not 2020. Okay? So what we're doing is I'm trying to coach Matt on 2020, the activity part. The activity of it. Y'all move over here, okay, so I can look at both of you at the same time. Okay, so, but y'all keep standing together, y'all, because you're a couple, even though you're not, you are. Okay, all right, so we're Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So let's say Tuesday is when our hot spot is. So since you are my guy, I go ahead and I work out your calendar. Now, there's a great book that you can read. It's called First Things First. Now, the first half of the book is like you're going to go right through it, and then it gets into some really deep stuff. And it's all great book, but First Things First. Okay? So what I want to talk about to you, since you're my guy, we're here with Panera Bread, right here. We're hanging around town talking about money. I mean, this is planning. Remember, in First Things First, this is quadrant 2 stuff. This is very important stuff, but we're not in a panic. It's very important stuff. If we can plan out your week, then I don't have to scream at you, panic, call and remind you about a meeting. I'm in quadrant 2. I'm planning. All right? So the way I plan, I got, now look, buddy, we've got the hot spot on Tuesday. Let's meet there at 6:45. And our goal is for you to have a couple of people there at the meeting. 2, 3, 4, maybe 6. Our goal is for you to have some people to that meeting. The other thing, when you get to that meeting by Tuesday, we want you to have been picked up some checks and some premium. What eventually we want to do is get up to about $5,000 in premium, $5,000 in agents, which will be 5 of them direct to you, and $5,000 in premium each week is what we're shooting for. Okay? And what we've got to do is back it down into the calendar and back it down into the nactivity, to the nactivity. So here we are on Wednesday, and we're going for next Tuesday. So this is this Tuesday. This is yesterday, if today's Wednesday. But we're going for next Tuesday. So what we do is we'll flip. So what we would do, like here is the book. So we pull out an activity book. So if I don't have a lot of money, I've only got you a sheet of paper or maybe another sheet of paper, so I don't give you a $10 book. But if I've been selling a lot and I got plenty of money, I'm probably going to give you a book. All right, and we're going to go to this. And here's Wednesday the 5th, and what we're shooting for is by next Tuesday, which will be the 11th, right here, we want to have accumulated 5,000 in sales. We want to have accumulated 5,000 in sales and 5,000 in recruits. And the way we do that is your activity. Now, there's other things that you've got to do in your life. I don't know what they are, and you can tell me, and I'll try to tell you how to squirm around the other things that you have to do. Like, for you, you might need to exercise 1 hour a day or 2 hours, 3 days. I don't know what your other stuff is. Now, if you've got a girlfriend, you say, I've got a girlfriend and I have to manage, I have to put in some time with her. I go, okay, what we have here is a blank calendar. Wednesday, Thursday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. We have 7 days, just like the rest of the world, that we've got to get it in there. First Things First tells you about getting the most important things done. And since you're one of my 7 people or 6 people of my best out of 60, I want you to be the best at using your calendar and being very efficient. Whereas some of the people out of my 60 that I've hired, I know that they're going to waste a lot of time. I know they're video game people. I love them. And I know they're television people. I know they're sports fanatics that follow college athletics, professional athletics, international athletics, soccer, football, racquetball, lacrosse. I mean, dude, they're unbelievable people with great personalities, and history fanatics and Duck Dynasty fanatics and people that have 4 girlfriends, and they're just chasing a different woman every Thursday and Friday and Saturday night. And I'm okay with that. I don't get frustrated with them. But with you, since you're one of my guys and you're one of my couples, I'm going like, y'all understand that y'all got each other, and we're going to win trips, and we're going to live a crazy life. And I'm not talking about 10 years. I'm talking about a couple years down the road. Because I have friends that I've seen go from they've never taken an international trip to we're taking one every single year. Sometimes 2 trips a year. And then we have incredible weekend getaways and stuff like that. And then y'all will have romantic, I know you keep looking at you like, we don't have a couple out there, do we? And see, but I would say like y'all will have romantic Friday nights, like you could fly to New York and back. You know, just very, it's called high productivity, high efficiency wonderful times. It's been tough. I've been married at this point 27 years, and it's tough because you think it's supposed to be spontaneous. You don't spontaneously go to New York. You schedule it, and then when it happens, you go up there, and then you have 2 days or 3 days, and you're like, hey, you want to go here? You want to go there? That's your spontaneity. But you schedule the hours. Okay? You schedule the days with the children. I'm working right now on 3 to 4 days with my son, just me and him out in the middle of nowhere, and it's this wonderful place. It's out in Montana, and they're going to teach him archery. I'm going to play around with the archery. We're going to do this free fall climb off of a mountain, and they're supposed to rope you up so I don't get killed or nothing. And we're going to go dirt back. It's just crazy stuff we're going to do that's rich stuff, as opposed to sitting there and watching some rerun of Andy Griffin. I like Andy Griffin all, but I mean, you see what I'm saying? So I'm talking to them about having a jammed up life. Because some people, it's just like, I call them, they're not in a grave. They're in it's like a grave is like maybe 6, 7, 8 feet deep and 6 foot. They're more of in a ditch. They're down in there, and they're in a grave, but it's just walking. In other words, their grave don't have an end yet. You know what I mean? They're just dead people walking. Dead, you ever heard that dead man walking? He's dead. He's just not buried yet. He's bored out of his mind. There's no excitement. He's not going to see a cathedral. Me and my wife, we've seen so many cathedrals. That's what they say in Europe. We're going to see a cathedral. We're like, great, another cathedral. You know, and it's awesome, but it's like, okay. But so we've seen it so much. I want y'all to get to go see that. So I'm starting to dream build with them, but I'm dreaming with an activity and a productivity that gets the end result they want. So I'm talking about those people, Hunter, and you're saying, you need to do this. So then what I do is I'm very specific with my man. I'm saying, make 50, as many calls as you can, 30, text me how it's going. What I do is I'm pushing you. It's like a kid on a bicycle. When a kid's like, Daddy, I'm ready to ride the bicycle. You push him, and then you watch him. And if he falls over, you run and go, whoa, 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 whoa. It's okay. Get back on it. It's okay. Get it off. It's okay. It's okay. It's hurt. It hurt. It quit hurting in a minute. You know what I mean? And it's like, no. Don't talk to Mommy. Don't talk to Mommy, because Mommy gets you upset. Just get back on the bicycle. Get back on the bicycle. And then you start running with them again, and you push them. And eventually, you let them go around the house. Eventually, they can go on 20-mile rides. But you got to get them up and going by teaching them, hand-holding them. But you say, what if I get them up, and then I have to do it again. I get them up. Well, then all of a sudden, whereas, let's say out of 60 people, you had 8 or 10, maybe this one becomes the 10th out of the 10, or the 8th best out of the 8. You still love him because whenever you put him on the bicycle, at least he rides at 100 yards. It's better than, like say, out of 60, it's better than number 51 who won't return a phone call. And people ask me what to do with the guy that won't return a phone call. He's number 51. Don't call him no more. Well, he don't even return text. Why are we talking about him? We've got these 6 or 7 or 8, and then we've got 12 and 13 and 14, and number 17, he writes an application every week. Every week. What do you send him? A shirt, a hat, a thank you note. If his daddy gets sick or his mama gets sick, we send flowers. Why? Because we don't put in a lot of time there with number 17. Now over here, I'm like, bam, 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 bam. What I'm trying to do over here is get these people doing 2020. In other words, copy me. I went 2020. Okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to get people to go 2020. So when we put in all those people in our base shop, now we identify somebody and say, come here, man. Matter of fact, John, come here. So like, let's say we have somebody in Cincinnati, and I go, come here, John. Why don't you drive down? Why don't you drive down? Why don't you drive down from Cincinnati because you one of the crazy men. You're the man. Woo! So let's say he's on the phone. I go, John, I got an idea. John, I got an idea. John, are you there?
Yes.
I got an idea, John.
What is it?
That's what I'm looking to hear, baby. That's what I'm looking to hear. What is it? Why don't you come down to Burlington, North Carolina? Or if I'm sitting there and I'm in Detroit and I'm Jeremico and Jeremico's got this guy 4 hours out in the middle of nowhere, Michigan or Detroit, wherever he is, and he's like, drive in and come see me. And then you come in and maybe I order some pizza and I go, Bo, let's get you an activity book and let's talk about how we're going to do this thing. And you might say, well, God, I'm ready to make some dollars tonight. Well, let's say I'm talking to you on Wednesday. Well, I might say, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's get you up and running and making some money because you ain't got the money to drive down here. And let's get you in 2 or 3 weeks getting some $1,000 checks, and then you'll have money to drive down here. Is this making sense? So on the phone, I'm going like, is this making sense? Because I could tell he was kind of going back, which makes him be number 7 or 8, not number 1. Because number 1 goes, I'm in the car right now driving down there. Because that one that's like, I'm in the car driving down, he's my number 1. And he's the guy that I'm going to give surprise 20 free A leads. He's the one I'm going to give surprise 50 free 2A, 3A, and 4. Now, in other words, the one that's number 1 out of 60, dude, we're loading him up. We're going, Bo, work, work, work. He's like, I'm 24/7. I'm booked 16 appointments. Then I'm going to put more resources with that person. Versus this guy who's doing 1 a week. I'm like, dude, he might call and ask for more leads. I'm like, dude, let's put him off a week and let's give him some more next week, because you start pouring resources into him, then that takes away resources from number 1. That's why I'm like, I don't want to throw stuff to the wind if I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we can pour stuff into. So now I go, hey, I got this guy Matt. Let me tell you what he's doing. I just left him at Panera Bread, and I'm calling you driving back to the office. So he's up in Cincinnati, okay, or wherever he is. He's out of town. And I'm driving back. He's going home, and he's going to make calls for 30 minutes, and then he's going to text me and tell me how he's doing and what happened and what he got, and I'm going to tell him. So what I want you to do when we hang up, so I'm talking to you for this 30 minutes, and I'm telling you that I want you to call the next 30 minutes, and then you to tell me how and what. You see how it's like micromanage. It's like if I told you, if we're doing the bodybuilding example, I was like, all right, hang up the phone, go do 62 push-ups, go drink 3 glasses of water. I mean, just very specific in what I'm asking him to do. Now, you say, well, that sounds like a boss. It sounds like a boss to number 51 and 43 and 31, not to the guy that you've connected with, that you've done GS3 with. Okay? So what I'm telling you is, I need for you to probably book. Somehow, you're going to have to jam up. Let's pick which days you're going to sell, and it don't matter to me. We could go ahead and say, we're going to do Friday after lunch. Let's say you're going to sell right here. And I say, all right, what we're going to do is try to jam up you like 8 appointments. And then what we're going to do is tomorrow, this day, we're going to try to do some recruiting. And he says, well, who am I going to call? Well, since you're my number 1, my number 2, or my number 3, I'm going to give you some monsters, some career builders, some resumes, and I want to teach you exactly what to say to them. So I can say, I send him a video on recruiting, I send him a tutorial on recruiting, and I say, all right, tonight, by the way, since you guys are kind of cuckoo crazy, and I tell them, since y'all are kind of crazy, what I'm going to do is, tonight, after 11 o'clock, what I want y'all doing is, I want y'all to do some dadgum, this is late at night, I want you to do some tutorials and learn and get your mind right around recruiting. So right here, we're booking appointments. And by the way, if he calls after, somebody said, how are you going to teach this guy? So since you're my number 1 guy, how am I going to teach you to do 20,000 in sales? I'm going to test you, and if you, during this 30 minutes, you book 4 appointments, then I'm going to tell you to keep doing it. But if you book 4 appointments, if you don't, and you tell me how bad it is, I might email you from Burlington, North Carolina, I might email you a NAA university, and I say, do this, and then let's talk again at 2 p.m. I'm micromanaging my top guys, okay? You say, one-on-one, you teach him? Yes, I send him a video because he'll do it. If I'm sending this to number 26, it might take him 2 days to do it. I tell him he'll do it right here. He'll do it right there. And then at 2 o'clock, we're reviewing what he saw. And I go, did you pick up on what you did wrong here? So I try to fix and correct as soon as I can. Now, I'm trying to act like I'm going to change his life in 1 week because I'm going to try to change your life in 1 week because I could get a success story that fast. It's possible. But when I sense I'm putting too much pressure on you, I might move you to 2 or number 3. All right? But my deal is to get you thinking. We're in this calendar. Here we are, the 5th, Wednesday the 5th. What I need for you to do, somebody grab one of those pens, and let's see, one of these. Okay, so what I'm looking for is for you to start, and I'm telling you this, I go pull out your activity book, or I email you this one-sheeter, okay? And I'm telling you, I'm saying what I want you to do, if I email it, I might even fill it out for you. I might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I might send it to you like that, and I might say, now, John, this is what I'm looking for you to do in the next hour. I'm that tiny, tiny, tiny with you because you told me you were ready, willing, and able, and I bought into it through the GS3 qualification program, where I didn't see you having any big holdups. Whereas if you have a big holdup, I got a guy right now that's just getting over some medical stuff, and his wife's doing more. I'm okay with that. I just want to be nice to him because you know what? Going along, something happens, boom, he becomes ready, willing, and able after this point. And I'm always looking for those change points in people's lives. What might this be? Always, in health and fitness, always first of the year, right? How about his birthday when he turns 27? When he turns 30? Or how about this? Bopey-dopey day. Oh, man, we've got a summer leadership. Going forward, maybe he becomes ready, willing, and able. How about this? Bopey-dopey-do, I got excuses, I got problems, and I'm loving on him, I'm nice to him. What happens is war parties. After the war party, see, I've had my eye out there watching all my 60 people, which, by the way, 30 of them, I can't find them. They've taken jobs at the waste treatment plant. They got school teaching jobs. They're engineers. I love them. And they'll come back. They go write, health insurance. They go sell ADT systems, whatever. Come back all the time. And then I count them as my new 20. Later on, when I do another 90-day madman cycle, they might come back to me right in the middle of my madman cycle, and they're already trained, ready to roll. So I'm not mad at them. It's you, the guy that. So out of my 60, I might have 3 or 4 or 5 crazy fanatics, and then I might have 16 that are kind of like this, dopey-dopey-do. Now what happens is war party. In war party, I walk up to you and I go like, I've been waiting for you to come around. Good to see you here. How's it going? And what I'm listening for is, I've decided. I've made a decision. My wife told me, my mama told me. I got a fortune cookie and opened it up, and it said that now's the time. I go like, that's a sign. And then I go, look up here. Can you see that sign? Is that saying now's the time?
Yes.
Yes. And see, if he says yeah, then I'm going to automatically put him into my top 3 or 4, and I'm going to treat him like the other guys, and I'm going to say, all right, well, today's a war party. Tomorrow, so let's say if the war party was on Wednesday, so the war party day was Wednesday, I might pull out my one-sheeter. I might pull out one of these one-sheeters. I wonder if I could erase the whole thing. All right, I don't know how to do that. So, boom, yow, Billy's getting ready to do the whole thing. I don't think it'll do the whole thing. He's getting ready to start erasing. Okay, so let's say, okay, woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so let's say the war party is on Wednesday. Okay, so thank you, Billy. So let's say the war party is on Wednesday. So we got war party all day. what I might do is pull out this sheet of paper right here with him, and I say, now, this is Tuesday. War party's on Wednesday. So pull out that one sheet of paper. This day's gone. That's gone. We can't do nothing about that day. But this is the day we're in. What I'm looking for is going forward with him. In other words, war party. Going forward, what are we going to do? I'm always looking for chances and opportunities to step in and start micromanaging this guy on sales and recruiting. And whenever he's thinking that now's the time, I'm thinking now's the time. And I'm always selling it. I'm like at a war party, y'all hear me say this. Is there anybody out there that feels like today you've made a decision? You're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want to be managed. You feel like it. Now, if you don't want to, don't feel any pressure. You've heard me say that, right?
Yes.
I say that all the time. You need to say that all the time when these 20 or 30 people that the ABTF has recruited. Don't feel any pressure. But I'm looking for somebody who's made a decision. I say, okay, I just can't help thinking about that song. I don't know if people know that song. I made a decision. You know, and it's you don't know the song. Well, it's okay. It's all right. And you know, it's funny because what I'm trying to do is take the pressure, make it humorous, make it don't matter. But for the guy who wants to, and for the wife that wants her husband to do it, or the husband that's supporting the wife and she's the salesperson and she's made a decision and she's had it, I'm advertising on the phone. I'm saying, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. And somebody says, listen to this. Love my mom. She was incredible, but she's gone now, and I'm free to build a business. And I go, is your mom in a better place? My mom's in a better place. She was suffering. I go, all right. I don't want to go too early, and I want to say this, but are you ready? Are you ready? Because if you are, we're going to look at this date right here, and we're going to start doing this. And if they say, all you trying to do is just get me to sell so you can make money, like that, which they don't do that to me, but if they do that to you, you ask the wrong person. You need to be listening for that hint of, I'm ready. I've decided. Everything's gone. I might say something like, you need a couple of days of, to chill out with the family, go hang out with your mom, go hang out in that special place. No, I'm ready to go right now. And I go, yeah, give me 2 days, and I'm ready to go. Then I flip the page over, and I go, all right, so here we are on the 5th. How about we flip over, and let's say we get started on, why don't we start Sunday night, the 9th? All right? And so then what we're looking at, what I'm trying to do is I'm starting to manage their calendar. And I say, all right, now, Wednesday, we got the TWC, so we got to have that in there. All right, a while ago I forgot that, and a good agent would have said, I got a TWC. All right, let's mark that out. And then Thursday we got wide open. Thursday night's wide open. Friday morning we've got an activity call, right? An activity call. You want to put that in, block that off. Saturday, Sunday, do you do church? No. You do church, let's do that. Do you do lunch? Okay, so is all this open, or are you taking a nap? And if a guy says, I'm open, then I book him. I book his calendar. But if he says, to be honest with you, I need some rest on Sundays, I'm an old man. And by the way, he could be 24 and say, I'm an old man like that. That's my nature. I like to sleep a lot. I like to take it off. Then I go, okay. And sometimes I even say this. I go, okay, but how are you doing on that Greek cruise? I'm always leveraging the contest we're doing. I'm always saying, okay, you take a nap, but you told me, you said, I call it hung by their tongue. So I say, you said. So I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just asking you. You said, have you pulled it up? So a lot of times I will pull up. I will go to contest, see where your name is, take a screenshot of it, and send it to you and say, hey, bro, have you got a minute? And then I'll go, what are you doing this Sunday? And so then I go to this activity. And I say, what are you doing Thursday? Or what are you doing? I flip it over and I go, all right, let's talk about what you're doing. What are you doing on Sunday? What does your schedule look like? Now, again, a guy goes, he books appointments. Let's say we're in the second week. All right, so in other words, the first week you booked a bunch of appointments, 12 appointments, made 2 sales. You went 12 appointments and 2 sales. And then on Thursday, you didn't have anybody there. All right, so let's do that. Let's kind of look at how that would look. All right, where's my, all right, so let's look at this. So we started out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday is when the opportunity meeting is. Let's say you got blanked, no guest, and you had 2 sales. Well, if you're brand new, that's not bad. We started right here. My question for you is the next coming week. And by the way, during this week, as I'm listening to you, where are you deficient? Are you talking too fast when you're booking appointments? Did you let the people, in other words, I'm coaching my bestest people to try to get them perfect. Maybe you made 2 sales, and I might say, did you do the entire ATM? No, I didn't. I go, whoa, 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 you're one of my best. We got to get you doing the whole ATM to find out about annuities. Did you flip to the page in the ATM where you ask them if they were interested in making $500? Or if somebody they knew would like to make $500? No, I didn't. I go like, oh, listen to this. To be clear, what I'm trying to do, Chris, is I've got 20, 20, 20. My best guys, my best men, my best women, my best couples have got to be good at this. I'm going to do it in black. Basics. My bestest people are not the guys I want to learn how to throw the ball behind their back or shoot behind their head. My bestest guys are the ones that hit the layups every single time. They're 99% on free throws. They don't get technical fouls. They don't do illegal stuff. They don't foul out. They don't get emotional and hack somebody and get an intentional foul. My best players, I'm paying attention to the basics. And what are the basics? Is my 8 Steps book over there? Here's what I did with it. It's these things right here. They attend, my best guys attend the meetings. They sell annuities. They recruit by using the ATM book. Okay? So what I'm trying to do, are you clear on this? If this is me, if this is A-N-D-Y, if this is Andy, and you're one of my top guys, I'm asking you to copy me. So that means I got to be an 8-step guy. I've got to show up early. I've got to dress sharp. I have to watch what I say. I have to read every night. I have to attend an activity call. I have to listen to CDs. I have to do NAA University. I have to sign up to conventions. I become that guy. You know, that guy who messes up the curve. I become the curve buster. And I'm teaching you and I'm checking up on you to make sure that you, my top guys, are curve busters. That they do what? 20/20. Okay? I'm making sure that they do that. The other people out here, not so much. I am not as much pressure on them because they will quit. Because one day this guy may bop over here and pass these people because he might get sick and tired of getting sick and tired. His children may graduate from high school and all of them are in college, and then him and his wife are sitting there going, and they go like, might as well do this thing. And then they come alive, and then I say, all right, let's do the basics. So now this becomes you. All right, this becomes you right here. This is you. Guess what I want you to do? I want you've done 20/20, and then I want you to coach this person, and I will coach this person to be 20/20. And what happens is it drops down, drops down. I'm not going to turn this into a depth talk, but as quickly as you start hiring people, as quickly as you start putting people in, I want to drop down and get somebody else to copy, and then drop down and get somebody else to copy until we've got 10, 12, 15, 20, 20 people. You get 10, 15, 20, 20, 20 people, you're making $1 million plus. Because each one of them have 10 or 12 okay people in their business. You take 20 times 10, that's 200 people, but it's 10 tough people. Now let me show you how it could look. It could be you, and you have, you got your 8, but one guy has 1, 2, 3, and then you could have one guy like this who has one guy, and you could have something like that. Okay, that'd be 1, that's like 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, what happens, what else could we do? It could be like this. Look at that. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? That's an agency manager. See how it's working? You're finding them. This is called, these are not just human. This is 60 to get 4. This is 40 to get 3. This is 20 to get 2. This is 10 to get 1. These are the key people. These are the stars. Bing. When I was doing bing, bing, bing. These are the stars. You do the math on that, and you're in the $300,000, $400,000 range. Could be in the $1 million range if you've got a lot. If you happen to have a lot more out here like that. Okay, guys. An activity. Pay attention to Barry Clarkson Friday calls. Inspect. Get them to do the dashes for number of, how many monsters did you call? How many Craigslist? I talked to people who do this. Talked to 4 people this week and didn't have a guest out, and they're shocked. How about if they ran 20 Craigslist a day? What if you paid newspaper ads? What if you paid an internet company to run an ad? What if you called monster or resumes all day long on Tuesday? All day long you called them. Say, Andy, I wouldn't be willing to do that. Then you're not that guy, and that's okay. No pressure. But if you're that guy, you will do crazy stuff like that. That's football players that work out all day, get up in the morning and work out 4 or 5 hours, have a good meal, and then go play ball the rest of the day. And then they study film at night. That's called a professional. That's called a fanatic. You're looking for them. And you're not trying to make people, you're trying to find people who are ready, willing, and able, who will do the numbers to put in the recruits and to get in the sales. All right, guys, I hope this basics helped. I know there's opportunities for training among it. It's the GS3. Watch that 2020 again. Guys, the Alliance is exploding. The ALUSA, All-USA, our insurance company rolling out. If it's already rolled out and you're watching this later, you need to put business in it. We have a bright future. You are it. See you here. See you there. See you on the beaches of the world. Make a trip. Love you. Bye. Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. The Alliance has figured it out. There is a balance to your life. What's the balance? It's making a difference for people. It's having fun. It's making some good money to take care of your family. We're all about figuring out balance. Okay, so what is 2020 balance? What is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. When you see yourself winning cruises, when you see yourself establishing friends that last for years, when maybe even a lifetime, that's our goal, it's our vision. So when you say 2020 though, Andy, what are you really talking about? And I go, really, I am talking about seeing the future. I had a buddy that said you got to seize it before you can seize it. You got to have that vision. So here's what 2020 is. You need to learn how to sell, which moves you up on one side of our promotion grid, our promotion levels, and you need to recruit, which moves you up on that grid. So on that side, we need to be thinking 2020. So watch this. Let's talk about 2020, how it's going to break down. You say, well, Andy, I'm going to hire 20 people in a month, and then 20 people in another month, and 20 people in another month? Yes. And I'm going to sell 20,000, sell 20,000 issue paid, and sell 20,000? Yes, and you're going to do some annuities. Say, Andy, that would be wide open. That would be just hammering it. And I go, I know, because you said you want to hammer it. And if you're watching this video and you're going like, Andy, I didn't say that. I'm going to take it easy. I go, then don't take this personal. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean, he wants to change it now. Okay, so here's the way it works. You get after it. Now, listen, you might not do it the first month, second month, third month. You might have to work your way up to it. But the goal is you put in, watch this, you hire this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this, 20, like that. And what happens is I'm talking to each one of them the same, but I'm listening to them. And some of them hit you with the wah, wah. Some of them hit you with the yeah, yeah. And some of them hit you with the I'm serious about this thing. And what you're doing is you're nice to all of them, but you pick out your best and your best and your best. What is your best? Each one that you think has 20/20 vision. Each one that you think, you say, now that guy's got 20/20. He understands family. He understands heart. He understands making a difference. He understands selling. He understands phone time. It's that balance. It's that person that fits. You say, well, what about if I line them up, could I take my best and then all the way out here to worst? We want to be fair. And I go, what we want to do is do the right thing, which is we want to give productive resources to productive people. So we hammer in 20 as hard as we can, and we try to give them as much support as we can. But the person who don't call us back, the person who don't try as hard, we can't try as hard. So the number one guy, we do try as hard. Number two, number three, number four. So that's what we end up with. And you say, plus issue paid 20. And maybe got an annuity. What happens next month? Well, we're going to do it again. So what happens is we've re-ranked our 20. We've got our highest paid person, our highest smartest, our highest desire, the person we like the most, the person that we bet on the most, the one that we think is most 20/20 oriented. Then we put in 20 more. Bam, bam, 20 more people. And then what happens is we look back at our other 20, and maybe who was fifth is now moved up to number 2 because we had dinner with them. While we were hiring 3 or 4 of these, we had dinner with this person, or maybe they came over to the house and had lunch with us while we were calling these people. Then we rank these people on who sees 20/20 the best. So all of a sudden we go bing, 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 this one, this one, this one. Maybe they're friends, a cousin, maybe they know a buddy who's already with us. But for whatever reason, out of this 20, we picked those 3 or 4, and all of a sudden we got these 3 or 4 and these 3 or 4, so we kind of stack them up. Okay, and those are kind of our guys. You got to figure out how to be productive while you're productive. I call it being productive while you're being productive while you're being productive. It's called getting things done. Okay, so I got 20 and 20, and then I got 4 or 5 of the best people out of 40. What happens next month? You guessed it, 20/20. Boom! I talked to this one guy. He's already licensed. He don't trust the people before. I said, trust me, bro. You got to get up and running. Boom, boom. I got him contracted. Boom, boom. I got another one in class, another one in class, another one in class. All of a sudden, some of these other 20 that I started to put in, they're coming out of class. I actually put 8 or more people, 8 or 9 more people. I had 20 people contracted, but I got 8 or more people in class. One of this guy gets contracted, so he's actually one of my 20 contracted people because I put him in way back here 2 months ago. He finally got his license. Boom, he's part of my 20 that I contract. You say, wait a minute, Andy, you mean that first month you put like 13 or 14 people in class? And you contracted 20? Because some of them got out of class. Some of them were already licensed, and then I picked the ones that are most aggressive. Andy, what are the things that you like that make you judge these people? I'm not judging people. What I do is judge momentum. I watch motion. Well, Andy, what is your motion based on? It's based on my 8 steps book. It's based on my book. You hear when Eric Thomas said, listen, read Andy's book, My Millionaire Maker Manual, my 8 steps book. When people read it and they start doing that, they start to be my favorite. It's not a secret. It's not who their heritage is. It's not their education background. It's those 8 steps. Put in 20 more. You see, you already talked about them. I know, but I'm just kind of helping them. Oh yeah, I'm putting in 20 more. This is my 3rd month. This is my crazy, crazy 90-man run. I put in 20 more. And guess what? Boom, boom, boom. You take the 3 best, and all of a sudden I got the 4 best from the first 20, the second 20. I got 4 or 5, then I got 3 best. I got like 7 people. Okay, and what I'm doing is each one of those I'm coaching them on 2020. I'm coaching them on efficiency so that you can focus on the productivity of 2020, which is selling and recruiting. Now, what's building, Andy? Building is over on the other side of the levels. That's when you start talking to these 60 people, 20, and then you pick out 7, 8, 9, maybe 4, and those are the guys that start copying you. And you teach them about discipline. You teach them about principles. You teach them about action and positivity. And you teach them about association. And why do we associate? Because people don't understand why we associate. And we do it so we can get reminded of the right things to do. And if we don't know the right things to do, we learn the right things to do. Association for us is productivity, and it's learning and copying so that we can duplicate ourselves across the country. 2020 vision, guys, I'm telling you, the Alliance is on it. We see it. We see you. We believe in you. We see it, and we're going to seize it. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you, Andy Albright and the Alliance. Love you, appreciate you, and we want to see you on the cruises. Let's go. Get it. Grab it.